Greetings. Now Crowley, man, he people been trying to like, I guess, compare some of the information that I've been talking about to like Crowley and like Malachi Z. York and them. And I'll say this: I'm gonna talk about Crowley. I'm gonna talk about Malachi Z. York. I'm gonna talk about those two characters in particular. I could go more in depth, but I'm not gonna do that. But what's going on with Crowley is that Crowley, he really essentially was a kind of like a, I'm not gonna say a made-up character. He exists. However, he was a made-up image, or kind of like a figure that was played by several different people, put out by, a lot of the information was actually put out by different secret intelligence agencies like the FBI and things of that nature. A whole lot of the information that he was sharing was put out by the FBI, because a lot of what he was trying to do, he never really got a chance to do as far as Crowley is concerned, because what happened is that they got into a bad war, because there is a contract that when you come onto this part of the planet, see, like where we live at on this side of the planet, this isn't really considered what's called key. See, Earth is really no such thing as Earth. There's something that's called key. And what you want to experience, what people always talk about, like moving into the fifth dimension and things of that nature, and this is still being in tune with the number 5, as far as like what I'm sharing. But when people talk about moving into the fifth dimension and things of that nature, you have to realize that you have to, in order to really truly move into the fifth dimension, you have to move out of the computer program, which is locked into 1, 2, and 3. You don't even get out of the program and get into any type of reality until you get into the number 4, believe it or not. And then when you finally move into the number 5, this is when you begin to physically experience what's called ki. And if you can't experience ki, you can't influence the stock market and do certain things that I'm talking about using magic and rituals that I've been talking about. Like, as you notice, when I did those couple videos back, I said that it was going to stimulate the General Electric share. And if you notice today and yesterday, General Electric share made a profit. We made about 6 cents. I say we because I have a lot of energy invested into General Electric. But we made about 6 cent profit yesterday. That equates to thousands of dollars in energy shares. But the reason why I'm able to quote things and attempt to do things like this and possibly be successful at them is because I'm in tune with what's called key. And remember, I said you have to be in tune with what's called the keys of the internet. So what Crowley and them was trying to do, and even Malachi Z. York, see, like with Malachi Z. York, he kind of was like a continuation, or he represented what the melanated version of what Crowley was trying to do. So really, Crowley, even though they say that he came out all of these years ago, and he was teaching all of this in the 1800s. See, really, in truth, Crowley was talking about Hitler. And a lot of what Crowley did was actually what Hitler did, believe it or not. And they mixed and morphed his image. This is according to my research. They morphed Hitler's image into Crowley. And then eventually, later on, they bring on Malachi Z. York, which is the melanated version. And he really just kind of like took the baton from Crowley and went into another level of what Crowley was teaching as far as this energy thing. Because they knew it was a lot of money in it. Like, why do you think these people were teaching this? Because they knew that this was it's not only just a lot of money in it, but this was going to turn into a currency. Kind of like a tailor-made currency, patent after energy. And a lot of what I'm talking about, the reason why I know this information, because they actually got it from the future. And I was able to go, based upon looking into the Akashic records, I was able to tap into a certain part of the grid, and I found out there's a part of the planet that you can go to that is kind of like what you would call Project Looking Glass or Project Looking Beam. You could just look into this glass and they'll show you the future. And I'm going to talk about Project Looking Beam in the future, of course, but because it's a part of this ebook that I'm doing. But they'll show you the future. So what happened is that Crowley, he was actually teaching through a program. He was really Hitler. And when he took on the image of Crowley, he was teaching through a program, sharing with you some information that he had got from different rituals and things that he did experimenting with melanin. And the thing is that when people get into this, you have to honor a contract with melanin, and that's going to go into the number 6. So you have to honor a sexual contract that deals with melanin. And I talked about this in the beginning of these videos when I started this channel on the XX episodes. I have like 3 or 4 different videos called XX episode. And I talked about melanin. And the thing is that the contract is with melanin, and the contract with melanin is going to be up next year. See, the Mayans, they were talking about 2012. That was really a mistranslation, believe it or not. Because the information about 2012 was supposed to be read from right to left instead of from left to right, and they got it wrong. And really 2012 is talking about 2022, believe it or not. So 2012 was really like a gateway or a 10-year grace period to get us ready for 2022, because we have a sexual contract with melanin that we got to fulfill, and I'm gonna go more into that on the episode when I deal with the number 6, which is what we're about to go into. But don't get it twisted and think that I'm getting this information from Malachi Z. York or from the Nubians or from Aleister Crowley. Now, they got all of this information from what's called the Akashic Records, which is not only a place that you can go to spiritually, but it's a place you can physically go to. It's located in several points on this planet. But the thing is that you can't see it and tap into it when you travel to these different places unless you're in tune with what's called ki. If you're still locked into the computer program or the spell of person, places, and things, that's all you care about is persons, places, and things. As Dr. York called it, this is really a spell based upon the number 3, and this is a computer program. You can't get into the number 4 and 5 and 6 and all that until you get out of the program. So I'm going to go more into ki and how to transform your reality into this dense reality into what's called ki. So you can begin to see things and open up portals for yourself to move out of this. So you won't be stuck in the spell of really reincarnating or doing something every day over and over again and not being able to get out of the cycles of reincarnation. That's what we're locked into. So, as always, thank you for listening. Watch, I just want to drop some knowledge and keep it going, man, because there's so much out here and people missing. A lot of stuff going on out here. I'm going to keep dropping videos to keep people, in tune with what's going on. So as always, stay vigilant. Namaste.